Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be learning about the concept of multi-threading. So before going on to the concept of multiple threading, let us understand what is a thread. Well, a thread is the small part of a program, or we can say a subprogram, in which whatever task we are going to explain or express that can get executed. But because we are going for the concept of multi-threading, it means we are going to execute several tasks simultaneously. How we are going to achieve multi-threading, that we have to check. So multi-threading can be achieved in two ways. One is by extending the thread class, and second by implementing the runnable interface. Well, the first method is by extending the thread class. So let's just check it out how we are going to do that. For that, I'll be creating classes in the same source file. I have created a class, say assume class test. Because it is class test, this test class needs to get extended from the thread class. Reason? Because every class which needs to implement the concept of multi-threading has to follow these two concepts. Either it can extend the thread class so that it can use all the methods of the thread class, or it can go for the implementation of the runnable interface. So now, as this test class has extending the thread class, now it can use all the methods of the thread class. So how we create a thread? First of all, I have to create the thread of test class, right? So here is my main class that I will be using to create the thread objects. So here I will be creating the first very object, that is thread1 is equal to new test. So I have created a thread object. This is only the object I have created, nothing else. I haven't mentioned till now what is the task assigned to this thread. Object of the thread class. Okay. Now we are supposed to tell what is going to be the execution. That is, we are going to determine the task of this thread. To determine the task of the thread, we need to do that using the run method. The run method has been determined into the thread class. So this is the run method. I am going to override it here. I will delete it and I will just write it over here, the task of this thread. What is the task of the thread? We will be mentioning it over here. So for now, I will just be telling the thread to execute 5 times and print out a statement. Hello, good morning. That is it. So this is the task which I have mentioned to this thread. Okay. Okay. So now 101 here as well, because test class has already been defined. So I have created another class, that is thread class, test 101. Now the run method, in this run method I have defined the task of the thread is to print 5 times hello, good morning. Okay, now let's just execute it. Will it get executed? What will happen? So for now I have just created the object of the thread. Okay, this is just the reference variable. This is just the thread object. That is it. To actually start it as a working as a thread, I need to start this thread. So I will write the object name dot start. So I have now called the start method, whose target or whose work is to actually begin the working of the thread. The start method actually makes the thread execute by invoking this run method internally. We don't have to do anything. The start method will invoke the run method internally. Let's now execute this. See, and this is the work which has been done. This is how the thread has been created, and this is the task of the thread. Hope you guys understand. Thank you very much.